Thinking of getting a job and working in Australia? Watch this video till the end. It can save you from getting misled or scammed. As you may already know, to work in Australia, you need two things: a genuine job offer from an Australian employer and a valid work visa. One of the most common visas for this purpose is subclass 482, also known as the TSS or the temporary skill shortage visa. Today I'm going to break down how the 482 visa actually works and expose the scams that so many applicants fall for. In the entire process, there are four key players. First is the employee, anyone who's looking for a job abroad. Second is the employer, the company searching for a suitable candidate. Then comes the visa department. They verify employer is genuine and the applicant's eligibility. And finally, the agent. This could be a recruitment agency or a visa consultancy. Let's understand the function of each player in detail. Talking about employee, you as a candidate have the skills and desire to move to Australia for a better lifestyle and a higher income. And this is exactly why many people end up paying money to anyone who promises a quick help. Second player is employer. Let's take an example. Assuming an Australian-based IT company is looking to hire an experienced cybersecurity specialist. In Australia, the average salary for this role usually falls anywhere between $90,000 to $150,000 per annum. Now the question is, can the employer hire someone from outside Australia at a lower salary? For instance, can they hire a candidate from India for $60,000 per year? From the candidate's point of view, many would say yes. If someone in India is earning around 10 to 12 lakh rupees per year, then earning the equivalent of around 35 lakh rupees per year sounds like a huge sum, almost a 300% hike. But the question is, can the employer actually do that? Well, the answer is no. Even if the employer wants to hire someone from overseas, they must pay fair market wages as per Australian standards. This ensures they don't undercut local salaries or replace local workers by offering cheaper salaries to overseas candidates. You will think, this is amazing. I can earn $90,000 to $150,000 per annum in Australia, and that is around 10 to 15x of my current salary in India. So naturally, as a candidate, you will say, please help me to get this job. And you will be ready to pay an agent more money for this. And that's exactly where the scam begins. Now let's move on to the third and the most important player, the visa department. Their role is to ensure that the employer is genuine and the job offer meets all the legal and salary requirements. Let me explain you how they do this. First, the visa department asks for the employer to look for candidates within Australia before considering anyone from overseas. This means the employer must run local recruitment ads on Australian job portal, newspaper, and through local recruiters to find someone already in Australia who has the right skills. Now, obviously, if an employer posts a cybersecurity role with a salary of $90,000 to $150,000 per annum, there will be many applicants within Australia. In addition, there are plenty of skilled professionals on other temporary visas, such as the post-study work visa, student-dependent visas, and other temporary visa holders in the country who will be willing to apply for such roles. So let's say the employer published the job ad and receives 20 applications. The employer must interview them and then give the visa department a valid reason why none of the 20 local candidates were suitable. Then the visa department will carefully review every response, and only if they are satisfied that the employer genuinely couldn't find a suitable local candidate, then only they will allow the employer to hire someone from overseas. On top of that, the employer must also pay the Australian Skilling Fund, a mandatory fee that the government uses to train and upskill local workers. So you can see, hiring from overseas is not a shortcut for employers. The process is strict, monitored, and heavily documented. Now let's talk about the fourth player, the agent. This could be a recruitment agency or a visa consultant. Let's assume the employer has finally received a green signal from the government to hire someone from overseas. At this stage, the employer may contact a recruitment agent or a visa consultancy, let's say in India, to help them to find a suitable candidate. And this is exactly where the scam starts. Let's say the employer has demand for only 5 candidates, but the agent will create an advertisement that look like they regularly hire hundreds of people for Australia. They present themselves as a big company that recruits in bulk, and this attracts desperate job seekers. Now here's what actually happens. They only have 5 real job positions, but they collect money from hundreds of candidates. The agent brings someone from Australia, sometimes someone just posing as an employer, take your interview, and after taking your money, they reject most of the candidates saying, sorry, you couldn't clear the interview, but look, the other guy cracked it. They show you 1 or 2 success stories to keep the scam running. But the truth is, they only had a requirement of 5 candidates. They selected only 5 candidates, but what happens to the remaining candidates? Well, they were never even in consideration. They were only a way to collect money. This is exactly how the scam works. And let me tell you, this kind of scams are not only limited to Australia, they're happening for Canada, UK, Ireland, and many other European countries. So please be careful and don't fall for such tricks. Before you trust any agent, make sure you check the following. Are they a registered recruitment agent as per the Indian and Australian government? A genuine recruitment company will always have proper registration, license, and documents to show to you. Do they have a registered migration agent working with them? Only a licensed professional can legally advise you on Australian visas. Ask for proof of how many people they have successfully processed in last 6 to 12 months, especially in your job role. Most agents will have barely done few applications. They won't be able to show any solid or genuine client outcomes. But that doesn't mean you can't work abroad. There are many visa categories where you don't need a job offer. You can qualify purely based on your skills. So once your visa is approved, you can then travel to Australia and look out for jobs. Please visit our channel to learn how you can work and settle abroad through the right visa pathways. Thank you and have a nice day.